I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at the National Film Board in downtown Toronto. I'm here with filmmaker Randall Okita. How does it feel to have your short film, The Weatherman and the Shadowboxer, here at Tiff 2014?
It's pretty incredible. It's very, very exciting. The audiences here are like nowhere else, and you know the level of artistry of the films and the excitement and the buzz in the city is pretty amazing. So it's great. It's overwhelming, and I'm really excited to start sharing this film with the world.
And in this film, you have the story of two brothers who respond to a tragic event in polar opposite ways. What was so fascinating to you about siblings, and why did you choose this as a subject?
I think I was thinking a lot about seeing that in my family, in my generation, other generations, and I feel like that happens a lot where people respond in these different ways and to the same event, and they have to deal, especially with the hard things, people deal with them in such different ways, and it can create a lot of distance between people, and I kind of wanted to create a story around how that could happen, and a story that created a bit of empathy with going in both directions. And I think we all have that capacity, a little bit, so sort of investigating how we're all reacting to good and bad things in small and big ways all the time,
Absolutely. And can you speak a little bit to this idea of memory? Because you have two brothers who went through the same events, but they remember them so differently. And in the film, you talk about how, you can't change your mind on what your memory is. It is what it is.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. I mean, when you have such a shared history with somebody, whether it's a really long-term relationship or a family member, and I think it's very telling and very interesting how people can disagree on a memory, and there's a line in the film that says you can't tell someone they're wrong about their own memories, and I think that's true. And so what do we do with that, and how do we still care for each other and accept each other, even though those kinds of things sometimes seem so insurmountable?
Absolutely. And the film is a mix of animation and live action, and you blended them so beautifully. It's hard to tell sometimes if it's animation or if it's live action. How did you go about doing that so seamlessly?
Oh, thanks. That's really kind. So we shot a ton of live action footage, traditional live action shoot. We prepped everything, we boarded everything, and we went out and we shot on location. We shot in green screen studios, and we shot a lot of layers that we knew we were gonna use later, whether it's breaking glass or smoke moving, water droplets, these kinds of things. And then we did a version of a live action edit. We worked with a great editor, Mike Reisaker, and we started layering that stuff together, and then started animating sort of over top of some of the layers, because the film is sort of about these two characters that don't speak a lot, and so we wanted to sort of show what was happening for them internally with these layers and these extra textures, and we sort of started to build in the effects and the animation and everything from frame by frame animation to 2D animation to 3D animation, lots of visual effects, motion graphics. We had an incredible team led by Sam Javanru and Peter Auld at Eggplant Pictures, and we sort of tried to evolve our techniques and create this language to tell the story of these particular characters.
And I always find frame by frame animation so interesting because it's such a lengthy process. Can you tell me how long it took you to finish this film?
The development process and the talks, it all happened over a couple of years, and I would say that, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out those techniques and the vocabulary that we wanted to use, but nothing was off the table. Like, it's a real mashup that hopefully kind of comes out a little seamlessly and kind of is a bit cohesive, but we tried so many different things, and we started with photographic references and videos and pieces of art, and talking to Sam and talking to Pete and trying to develop style frames and storyboards. We really wanted to figure out how we could mash all this stuff together and then make it move. So it was certainly a lengthy process, but I think it was worth it, and that was part of the fun. It's just, I hadn't had I don't have a ton of experience in animation, so I was blissfully sort of ignorant and said, looking for certain techniques and looking for certain outcomes, and then we would experiment until we found what we thought was right.
And the National Film Board has been a home for innovative new types of filmmaking for years, from Norman McLaren to you. So why was the National Film Board such a great place to make this film?
Oh, for so many reasons. I mean, the film was championed by Michael Fukushima, who's a legendary, awesome producer, and we also worked with Mural Mohammadian, who was just fearless in fighting for every good piece of this project. And I have no idea where to start. I mean, I grew up watching, as so many of us did, watching NFB films and being inspired by them, and being inspired by what the ambition of a film could be, whether it was a short or a documentary or an animated film. And so it was a real honor and such an exciting idea to be able to collaborate with them. And it's I think that having a team like that and having a history like that, it sort of gives you the courage, or gives you the confidence to really go for your story, because that there's such a history of innovation and of people trying different things, and it gives you that license to sort of really go for your thing, and I feel very grateful for that opportunity.
And where's the best place for us to find out more information on you and on the film as well online?
nfb.ca. We've got the Weatherman and the Shadowboxer page up there, and then I'm trying to keep the information up on my site, randallokita.com, and yeah. Thanks for checking it out.
Great, yeah. Thank you so much, and congratulations on another great film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at the National Film Board in downtown Toronto.